So here we are at the northern part of my district in a mall on Western Road and Fanshawe Park Road, and there's our office. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to show it to you before we get everything really up and running hard, just to show you what it's like before all the people start coming in, the volunteers, the sign people who put up all the signs and everything else. But we come in here and sorry about my name being everywhere, but that's the way that it goes. And this is the same office we had 2.5 years ago in the last election, and I like to think of this as the bridge of the Starship Enterprise. But anyway, you can see that we've got lots of room here for people to help out. We also had the victory party here after the last election. It was a little bit tight, but still it was fine. But you can see we've got all this stuff set up. And then people, as they come in, the phones and everything get established today. And people, as they come in, will start phoning other people, volunteers, and people see if they'll take signs. Make sure, above all, that we get people out to vote. Whoever it is that they vote for, it's still important that they all come in. And if you come back here, you'll be able to see where we keep all of our signs and stuff. Our sign crew comes in. We have a number of firefighters and others that are helping us with this. But here you'll see the signs. Over here you'll see lists of people who are going to take the signs, what streets they're on, that kind of stuff. And then of course we have to write all that down so that we can remember it, because we've got to pick them all up once the election is over. And these are the little steel holders for the smaller signs that are there. And then we have these larger ones that take a different kind of steel. So anyway, those all will be getting set up here. We purposely delayed putting up all the signs and everything else, just because I felt like it was an election that people were trying to wonder why we were having it. So I felt rather than getting in their face with all this stuff right away, it was just my approach to be more laid back. We'll get into it over time as we explain to people what the election is all about. All right, then we come up here and you will see this is a map of my riding. And this is called London North Centre. It's fairly extensive, and it includes everything. It's got the University of Western Ontario in it. It's got the downtown region. It's got hospitals. It's got research centres. It's got the Chamber of Commerce. It's got wealthier families, families that are struggling more, and it's also got some rural land in it. So it's a lot of stuff, but each of these numbers that you see is a poll. And during an election campaign, all of the candidates try their best to get as many of those polls as they can, with helpers, and they visit and they knock on doors and they give out pamphlets. But as you can see, last time we got it almost all done. This year it's a 5-week campaign, so we'll have to see how we do. But it's a lot of area to cover and to get out to. But at the same time, you get to talk to people, which is good. Sometimes it can be bad. Sometimes people complain about things. But at the same time, you get a chance to get out and see your constituency, probably like at no other time during the year. All right, kind of early in the morning here yet, but we still have our two key people that are here. You'll see here, this is Josh Chadwick. Josh is our office manager. Josh has been with me for a long time. He's a great guy. And here you'll see Mike Ashton. Mike is the campaign chair. It's his first campaign that he's chairing, but Mike is great. He brings tons of skills to it, not just on the organizational level, but things like social media and other things. That's great. So Mike, how do you feel about us making a little bit of a slower start in this campaign, getting the signs out a little bit later? Have you had any thoughts on that?
I think folks like that idea. They've had a lot of this in the media last week. They need a little bit of time to digest, see what's happening, and us not being in their face right off the bat, I think, is a good thing.
Yeah. Now, Mike and I didn't talk about that, but that was pretty well exactly what I said in the other room there. So you can see we're kind of in sync, and that's good. And Josh, you're pretty well the person that's the live-in person here. Right, yes. You're here from early in the morning until late at night. You got a family with young kids. You also helped out in the last campaign, but how does this one feel compared to the last one?
It's much more comfortable. I think we've got our planning all done. Now we're just working through that plan, and a little bit more time now to get things set up and everything rolling the way that we want it to do. So it's going to be very much Glenn Pearson's vision of how he wants London North Centre to be represented. So.
And 5 weeks isn't very long, right? It's even less than 5 weeks now.
Yeah, we've got the Easter break in the middle of it. It's going to go by very quickly, and there's a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it in.
Yeah, it's good. Thanks, Josh. All right, so I was up at 4 o'clock this morning. Now that's normal for me. I usually get up and I write my blogs then or do whatever it is. But Mike has come in, of course, our campaign manager. Mike, you were telling me you were up at 3, so you beat me. But what was that all about?
Well, you know how it is. You wake up, you roll over, and your mind just starts thinking about things. And I just started thinking about things. Grabbed a piece of paper, started scratching it down, and was amazed this morning when I got up I could read it.
That's good.
But I did go back to sleep.
That's good. But you keep a pen and a piece of paper beside your desk?
Oh yes.
Wow, beside your bed.
Yeah.
You're a very, very dedicated office manager. I don't know how your wife feels about that, but still. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.
All right, so that's largely it. We'll be video blogging throughout the course of the next 5 weeks to let you kind of see the inner workings of a campaign and how it goes and the different volunteers and people at the door and what it is that we're trying to do. But as you know, I've video blogged a lot over the course of the last year, but it's really good to see what the inside of an election campaign looks like and what it is that we do. And as you can see, it involves all sorts of people. This is just something some volunteers threw up yesterday, but here is right there is my daughter Kathy with my granddaughter Annie. Up here you'll see Mike, who's the campaign chair, was with Romeo Dallaire, who was just down here in London. We had a great time together, and here's my family. They'll all be helping out this time, and I'm really looking forward to that. So and we have other things too you'll find interesting. Here is Jane. We've been friends with Elizabeth May for a number of years, but this is from a few years ago with Jane and Elizabeth together. So we've got a lot of great things going on. We're all very excited, and in 5 weeks' time we'll know the outcome, but at least through this process you'll get to know how things work a little bit better.